It's been almost 2 years since I first released my Top 1000 video game music tracks, and the reception has been greater than I ever expected. As I said in that original announcement, I didn't expect anyone to take any interest but me, so I'm grateful that so many have checked it out. But frankly, this list is not good enough. It was a good starting point, but a lot of amazing soundtracks weren't considered. It wasn't ranked as methodically as it should have been, and, as some have pointed out, it's mostly focused on Japanese and indie titles. I am proud of the original list, but it's time to improve it. I took a break from the channel around the end of 2021 because I had both computer issues and a brand new baby boy at home. But around May, I started putting out a few song ranking videos for different individual soundtracks. Some, like Pokemon Legends Arceus, were released after my original Top 1000. Others, like Mass Effect and Katana Zero, I simply hadn't listened to at the time. Still others, like Fire Emblem Awakening, were in my original list, but are now ordered differently than they were then. These are all like different peaks into my process as I work on establishing a brand new Top 1000, or maybe more, video game music tracks list. Before I get into that more, I want to quickly remind anyone, if you've only seen the final Top 100 video, that there is an entire playlist of 900 more tracks for you to enjoy until I finish the new list. Link is in the description. I realized that my methods the first time around were too complex for no reason, and I never actually ranked each individual soundtrack before moving on to the combined whole. Looking back, I'm not satisfied with the results. So I'm now in the process of revamping and reordering the current list and every game in it. At the same time, I'm also finding new games I didn't have the first time and ranking those too, in preparation to phase them into the new and improved list. One of my goals is to continue listening to more and more games from different eras and genres for consideration on the list. But I do want to make one thing clear. I will not be including variety just for variety's sake. I know a lot of lists pick just 1 or 2 tracks per game, but I have no plans to be diplomatic about this. If I already have 10 songs from one soundtrack on the list, that won't stop me from adding an 11th if it's the next best option. As I continue to broaden my search to more and more games, I'm sure the diversity of the list will increase as well, but that in itself does not factor into my ranking. So with that out of the way, over the coming months you can expect more and more individual soundtrack rankings, and sometimes even rankings of a whole series or franchise as I move through this process. I hope people enjoy these in their own right and come back to their favorite ones. Last October, I promoted a forum where people could submit their soundtrack recommendations for me to listen to and consider adding to the rankings. I've gotten a ton of responses so far, and that forum is still open and will remain open indefinitely. See the link in the description. Some people seem to misunderstand the directions and gave me like 5 songs from one game, but I'm asking for entire soundtracks, and I'll pick out the songs that I like. Once I've reordered the current list, I'm going to add new games into it until I feel like it's fresh enough to release to YouTube once more. Then I'll put it out for everyone to see again, this time probably in fewer videos with more tracks in each one. Then I'll go back to adding more games until I'm ready to release another update. This will go on as long as I continue feeling motivated to make the list better and better each time. I'm hoping that the first new list will be ready to release around the anniversary of the original in December, but that may or may not happen. There's an ungodly amount of music to listen to, and I want to get it right. I truly love working on this project, and I'm grateful to anyone who finds it remotely interesting. That's not all the content I plan to do on this channel though. I'm working on some scripts for things like game and film reviews and analysis, which was the original intention for making this channel in the first place. If you're only here for the music, that's perfectly fine, but I'll have plenty more to say in the near future for anyone who sticks around to listen. So to recap, check out the current list, submit recommendations for me to listen to, and look for more updates as I get the next version of the Top 1000 together. Until then.
Your strength, extraordinary. The mark of a true lord. I finally met my man.